those first words are really important sometimes. You can't just go and like just start playing and then it's not there.
Hey,
And then
Dad.
someone doesn't even know what they're talking about, eh?
Bob broke your beer. No, Doug broke it. Oh, like that. Uh-oh, what's he got now? How does he get all this shit? Is that Billy Crystal or something? Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. Actually, oh, jeez. Is that Lauren Green?
I think so. Yeah, it could be. A little bit of Robert Wagner vibe, too.
It's the first time I've ever seen you in a tux, Dave.
Oh,
I have a tux. I got the one hanging here in the unfinished basement. I've got it saved for a special occasion, Rybo.
There's mine.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
I have that bow tie anyway.
Look at these idiots.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Oh, man.
That's
I
wrong.
have that dress, too.
I bet you that was Robert Wagner. Oh, my gosh.
That's a good bit.
It looks like you at Grand Beach, Dave.
That was back in the day. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Ow.
Help me.
Nice,
Undertow.
nice boobs, Rybo.
Thanks. I had them removed, actually, now.
Oh, geez.
Oh, don't tell me that has one of our faces, that girl in it, please.
That's my ass, actually. I can't believe you used my ass for that one.
Oh, nice.
Good job, Rod.
Stickler,
Roddy.
always creative. What a guy.
RS. He's the man.
Rod Stickler right there with another great intro here. Welcome to the Winnipeggers. And this is the Darwin Awards written by me. And, of course, that would be the stupidest deaths. We don't want to make fun of the dead, but come on, guys. Sometimes you just
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. All right.
you got to.
I don't think you have to die on the Darwin Awards, though. I was reading a little bit on that because here's a Darwin Award to start the show off. I know we're not starting the topic yet, but I didn't even know what one was. How stupid am I? But I didn't die, and it's still a Darwin Award. So,
but you do have to die. That's the point. Darwin Awards is the strangest or stupidest deaths.
well, okay, I'll have to add death to all mine because nobody dies in my list. I read on the internet that you don't have to actually, so you might want to Google it now.
Evolution or something, or what are you talking about? Darwinism?
No, it's just you don't win first place unless you die. If you're just severely maimed or something like that.
But we're basically just like the guy putting that thing in his minivan, the four-wheeler. He didn't die. It's still just dumb.
So did you win a Darwin Award when you almost died in the lake? Where you were yelling, "Help!"
No, man. A real man was on the shore. He saw I was struggling. He came out. He had a huge beard. I started growing a beard, and in respect to him, and nothing's changed. I grew a beard from that experience.
And now he owns the tux and everything.
You seem a little agitated, Dave. Is something bothering you?
I'm a little pissed today, actually. I gotta tell you, it's snowing again. It's just a bunch of garbage. A little hungover from the big.
Dave's rant. He's really pissed. It's excellent. Dave's rant. Let's watch him lose his shit.
My list of Darwin Awards, you don't have to die. I just want to say that. No more birthdays, please, people. Okay? Not it's a lot. It's a lot. I got to say, oh, God, someone posted happy birthday, and then I got to go out of my way and go happy birthday. I feel compelled to do that because I might know you well. And that's getting a little old. Maybe no more birthdays. That would be nice.
Well, if you win a Darwin Award, you don't have any more.
There you go. Yeah, I hope you win a Chris's style of Darwin Award, and there's no more birthdays. I like how it ties together. I've said something like this before, but enough of this. How's everything? How's everything going? Not good. All right, I'll tell you. Yeah, how is everything? Well, do you really want to know? I mean, do you really want to know what's going on? I got a bad back, my feet. I got plantar fasciitis. I got epididymitis. I got some sciatic nerves. I got a frozen shoulder. If you had a frozen shoulder, I got to go in for like one of these. I don't even know what the hell it's called, Rybo. It's like a shot.
Cortisone shot.
Cortisone shot. Yep. And it's a crazy big needle, and it aches, and then you can kind of like at least get the lights. I can turn the lights on now, right?
Right.
That's about all I can do with it. I've been out there the last little bits of the spring ski season at Lac La Louise in
nice.
beautiful
Nice.
Lac La Louise, Alberta.
And
I am enjoying it, but it's getting busy. You know, there's people that come for Easter and all that stuff, and they're walking around with the skiers in particular.
Right,
Okay,
yeah, of
like
course,
let's change it up a bit. I'm not a skier fan. Everybody knows that. You're walking around like Frankenstein in those boots. You can't bend them. You can barely get up and down the stairs. Your poles and your skis when you get out of the car, it looks like the Beatles' Help or some scene from that. Like trying to get out of the vehicle. You guys are falling all over the place. It's not very cool. Usually you have a bit of a snobby way about you, and you get up really early. By the way, this is gross, but don't hit the Lake Louise bathrooms at around 11 a.m. It's like the skiers have been there. They've been in there since 5 in the morning, crapping themselves, and they eat the oatmeals and all the weird onions or whatever and everything. So I'm just a little. I don't want to take over the show, and I know that's a little bit too much about the skiing, but I don't like the way you move. I like to take big runs and on a snowboard and cut around. I don't like the way you're just jumping around. And unless you're a really good skier, then I can trust you. But some of these, it was Manitoba's spring break up here, Ribo. You've never seen more accidents in your life. I mean, it was just people screaming, help! And
We're used
for
to
their life.
Spring Hill, which is just basically like,
Yeah.
it's basically like Garbage Hill, but
Yeah,
without the
totally.
garbage.
And again, I have a few things. Some stuff's been irking me. So again, I don't want to take over this show, but I might be done with standing. You stand, people ask you to get something. Oh, you're up? Can you grab me a glass? Oh, would you mind turning the heat down 3 notches? What the fuck? Well, I have to do everything. I'm always doing something. Well, you're standing. So standing, if you want to stand, you got to commit to tasks. And
Good
tasks is something I do not want to commit to. Headphones dying, bad thing. Was on a big walk. Those ear ones, I don't know what they're called. iPads? Pods, whatever. They go in your ear and you hit buttons. And you can
iPods.
talk to people too. Yeah. And I'm walking around and then this voice, and I don't got the Apple ones. It's some weird, designer one, not near as good as the Apple one. And the voice is like, must charge. Don't forget to charge next time. And it's like, who wants to hear that while I'm walking around? It's just like, oh, great. So then they go, and then I have no music, and then walking is so boring. It's so boring. It's the worst ever. Unless you're up in the mountains or something, you got some scenery. I'm just in the suburbs. It's not doing it for me. We went out for a nice dinner. Steph took me out for a beautiful dinner last weekend, and we went to the Keg, or 2 weekends ago. Went to the
Love
Keg.
the Keg.
Yeah, the Keg's a big deal, right? And in Canada, you go to the Keg, I like twice, 3 times a year. A bunch of people in our high school used to work at the Keg. We hung out at the Keg.
Yeah.
So the Keg's a big deal. So the second we walk in, the hostess looks right at us. She goes, have you been to the Keg before? And already I know how this night's going to go. Like, God bless them. They have to do their job. But you're asking me if I've been to the Keg before, right? And then I get her to, she's sitting down. She goes, so do you have any plans after dinner? It's like, I hate that question. Yeah, I'm going to go home and kill myself. What am I supposed to say to this person? I don't want to talk at all. But it wasn't just her, okay? Then the waiter comes up. Same canned questions. Then there's another girl that comes up, okay? And she says the same thing, and I don't know who she is. She has never seen us or waited on us or done anything, and she comes over to ask, do you have any plans for the night? Are you enjoying your stuff? It wasn't even that good, by the way. Steaks were a little overcooked, so I was just going, it was one of those things where I just go, yeah, it's great. But what has gone on here is that the corporation, not our corporation, the corporate world has taken the Keg. The Keg's not the Keg anymore. Those people aren't allowed to laugh. Those people aren't allowed to say, hey, man, how's it going, dude? Those people have to go, do you have any plans for the evening? Have you been here before? What do you think of the food? And I'm just sick of that. These canned accountants, some asshole got into, they're probably on Salesforce, sitting there taking away. Oh, look at this. Here's this description. Chatter. Get to Chatter. Find out how it went for Mr. Spivak's table on Chatter. Well, Mr. Spivak might not come back. Just saying it here, okay? Unless it's the one in Banff, because you guys got the best waiter. I think his name's Henry. He's the best in the world. So
I think you should write a strongly worded letter, Dave.
And the waiter didn't even care about us.
I drank my drink in a normal fashion.
Yeah. Trying to explain that I wasn't tipsy. I wanted realistic stuff there, right? Because I wasn't, so I had to say that. It's not like I was bombed. He was being rude to me.
Every restaurant you go to, they always say, how are your first few bites tasting? The first few bites are always in there. They have to put that in there so that they know they get you right away so that you have that in the first few bites.
You're locked in.
Well, totally. And the worst is you're usually talking to your significant other about how bad the food is at that point. She's, you're like, oh man, this is overcooked. And then they come up with, how are the first few bites? Oh, it was wonderful. How long has the keg been around for? This is really a special place. With the lighting and everything. Wow.
Well, that's actually, we've been trying to get the keg as a sponsor for a long time. Haven't quite done that yet, but we do have a huge sponsor this week. One of our biggest yet, one of the greatest malls in Winnipeg history. Of course, talking about from our end of town, the amazing Unicity.
Unicity, Unibag.
Fashion.
Unicity, Unibag.
Entrance.
Unicity, Unibag. Unicity,
Elegance.
Unibag. Unicity,
Trees.
Unicity,
Style.
Unibag. Unicity,
Shoes.
Unibag.
Sensible. Classy. Versatile. McDonald's. Records. Books. Stationery. Drugs.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Smoking. Unicity Mall, Fashion Square, 86 stores, plenty of parking, flea markets. Whatever the reason, Unicity is the place to go. And don't forget to bring a bag.
Well done, Rybo. Oh, that's great.
That could be the best one yet. I love the 1930s voice.
I love that you double track that. That's just fantastic.
It's hard to double track. It's hard.
His 1930s ragtime voice has gotten stronger. Have you noticed that? It's way stronger than it was. Now she.
Soon it'll be like they'll pull up to get some gas. Be like, put some gas in that, please, and please give me a little. Give me the $10 package.
I've never been to the keg before. See.
So when we were in high school, Unicity was the mall we went to. For some reason, our friend Dave Dave Fellows called it Unibag. Going to Unibag. Which, by the way, all males have Unibags because there's only one.
Good point.
Oh, that's
two balls in it, but only one bag. So for whatever reason, he loved Unibag. And like you said, Rybo double tracked that with Unicity, Unibag. Very well done. Excellent.
Fashion Square. It was originally called Unicity Fashion Square.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fashion in there. The malt shop is what I remember.
But I used to hang out there. I remember I'd go there. I remember I bought Striper, In God We Trust there. I rode my bicycle there and bought it. I bought Master of Puppets there. Vividly remember going in there and buying Master of Puppets there.
I remember buying Justice for All there.
Yeah, I remember Dirty Deeds, one of my first album. I was in grade 6, and I went to Sam the Record Man in the City Mall. Yeah. Bought it for the Big Balls song. Big hit.
And of course, that's what the... Go ahead, Robo.
I was just gonna say the smoking. I put the smoking thing in there. Like, just people just used to smoke everywhere. Like, it just seems so. It seems like that never existed ever. But I know that it existed everywhere. Everywhere you go to restaurants and everywhere.
Those little ashtrays at McDonald's. Those little ones are just like
tinfoil ones. Yeah. Well, if you want any backup for that, watch any movie. In the 80s, we were laughing about phobias and Ghostbusters. They are fucking smoking throughout that whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even notice it until I point it out because it's not a plot point. It has nothing to do with the movie. They are smoking when they're looking at that green ghost in the hotel hallway.
Right.
What's Dan Aykroyd's name? Venkman?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So, Stifler, whatever. He's smoking. He's got a cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah.
When the thing's coming at him, when it's coming, he's like, oh. He's fixing the car with a cigarette in his mouth. I just watched it a couple years ago. I was like, there's smoking everywhere in this. You don't even realize it until you go back and watch some of those movies.
Wow, amazing.
So
crazy.
Thanks to Unibag for that.
Unibag.
Very cool.
Got some great feedback from the family. Run-ins with nature. We talked about the week before. Famous movie quotes got 77 comments. This one back down to normal, 19 comments. Listen, whatever you guys are enjoying and appeal to, we appreciate that. Run-ins with nature. Let's see. Kathy Mozelewski, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. I apologize. Had a Doberman ready to rip my throat out on my walk the other day. His owner was holding him back, and all I thought was, don't let go of the leash. Thanks for the laughs. There you go. Same thing that I had a problem with that damn dog. Robert Schulenberger, who's just this close to being on the banned list. You're lucky that last week we added not one but two new people for
There's
the
no
band.
room for you.
In being, of course, we're talking about the son of a bitch, David Foley, lazy liar, Corey Glover, who needs to just stop it and start working on his cameos and his songwriting. They were added to the band list last week, so you're lucky, Robert Schulinski, that you're not banned yet.
Schulinski.
Yeah, Schulenberger, sorry. He said, rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. He was gracious enough to make a hilarious guest appearance on the Winnipeggers. Yes, he did. Thanks to the late, great Wilbert Gottfried. Wilbur Gottfried, sorry. Gilbert Gottfried, if you remember, we asked him about the Winter Olympics. He said he didn't know anything about Winter Olympics, but he did enjoy the sport of dwarf tossing.
Right.
You go back and watch that. It was amazing. Bridget Hewlett says, I laughed so hard at Ribo's rock climbing story. I thought you have one hell of a plastic surgeon. That's when Ribo was mistaken.
Stole a movie.
Thought that his arm got ripped off and then realized, no, it actually was in a movie where that happened. Although he still doesn't believe it yet.
I don't know. I'll have to watch the movie and go, that's not me. Who's this guy playing me?
You became the movie. Careful about that.
Defendress says, I've had more freaking run-ins with nature and Canadian geese than anyone else. They are nasty little animals. So there you go. Stay away from that. Also, awesome intro by Rod Stickler with Tremors, Jaws, and the first Jurassic Park. There you go. Laura Loves had a squirrel chew a hole through the screen door of my balcony and let itself in. I had just gone out of the shower and heard a noise. I was naked. I was standing on its back legs. We had to stare down until it ran around my living room a few times and left through the same hole it chewed through. When it was doing laps, I think it was doing that weird skip run thing that Spewy did with the fish, but I was doing it in place. Angela Dawn says, only on the Winnipeggers do you hear how Chris got a rough pat on the back from a lion, how Dave shot a poor defenseless mouse with a BB gun while high, and how Ribo was the inspiration for the movie 127 Hours.
Oh, those are good comments.
Very nice. There you go. Vaughn Brown said Dave's stories were horrible and hilarious. Laugh out loud funny. Naja Griffin, this show kicks ass. And that's about it. A couple other ones I don't understand. But we thank you for leaving your comments, and we thank you for being part of the show. We're talking today about a few things that have been going on lately. We do have, of course, we talked about the corporation update last week.
Yeah,
we have a corporation update.
Nothing. I mean, there's not real new, nothing new news.
Yeah, like we said before, it's probably best, guys, if we don't tell Dave that the corporation called and they are not picking up the show. Vice has passed on it. Dave is not built for rejection. No, I don't think. And I know he's really putting all of his eggs in this basket. He's, I think he refinanced his house on the money that he thinks he's going to be making on this.
Wait a second. He's going to watch this later, probably, isn't he?
No, he never watches the show.
Oh, he doesn't watch? Okay.
No.
He's going to be killed. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know how we're going to tell him this.
Well, I mean, we're just not family. We're not going to tell Dave about this.
Just keep it going forever. It's like episode 200. They're going to get back to
Don't crush his hopes and dreams. And maybe in the meantime and in between time, we can get another gig. So I don't want to leave him off too long. So pretend that once again, we had, finally got him back. Do you have bad Wi-Fi or something, Dave? Something's been going on.
Yeah.
Bad Wi-Fi, yeah.
Why you guys were going on without me?
No. We had
the I don't know what happened there. I have this. I bought this fucking wicked Telecaster guitar. It's got a 57 Tele neck, and
how much did that cost you?
Do I have to tell the people on?
Well, no. Did you?
Those are very
put it on a credit card?
Take a guess. Okay.
Well, probably about 10 grand is what they're worth, or somewhere around there.
Well, I got a better deal than that. Okay, but I was it was up against my Ethernet cable. And it kind of just moved, and I was wondering if that is what did it. So let me just put this away.
Well, I thought maybe you recently bought that with the money that you're going to make from the corporation or something. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I'm a believer. I mean, that's for sure. So that's a new guitar. You know, I got lots
Well,
of things.
like we said, the corporation is still in talks. We just got an update. Sorry you didn't hear it. I didn't tell you. I was announcing on the show. They're in talks. Because I know you don't watch the show back ever. So, I'm just kind of feeling, what you missed.
Yeah. David, Larry Sanders. Yeah, no, for sure. It's got awesome. And we'll find out real soon.
All right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Can't wait.
Sorry, I was freaked out when that guitar almost fell. I was like, that's super expensive.
Porksi, na na na. Porksi, na na na. He always makes the wrong decision.
So I'm walking across Abbey Road, and I got a suit on and bare feet, like Paul McCartney, obviously. And I was walking across the street, and Abbey Road, it looks big on the album cover. You can actually see right there. It looks fairly big, right? It's not. It's like 6 feet. It's very, very short. And it's not an empty intersection, shall we say. It's a very busy intersection. Cars are speeding by, going back and forth. And everybody's gathered around. They're all trying to walk across the street like this. Like they're moving their arms like this. Yeah. Like no one walks that way, but they think because the Beatles, like they all try and look like Ringo. Like they're just swinging their arms like,
like even if they're not taking a photo, they just
walking like that. So I'm walking across and this car drives by and it honks at me. And I was like, hey, fuck you, man. You can't honk at me. And I was all rebellious, and I'm like, yeah, you can't honk at me, man. This is rock and roll history. This is rock and roll history, man. I'm dressed in a suit. I even got bare feet, just like Paul McCartney. You don't honk at me. You don't honk at Squelch. I stepped in a big pile of dog shit.
Nice.
With my bare feet.
Oh, gross.
So there you go. Porksi's always making the wrong decision. Don't yell at the car. Pay attention to the ground so you don't step in
not exactly a Darwin Award either because of the non-death thing, but that I didn't know that going into the show, so mine has nothing to do with people dying, I don't think.
Well, yeah, okay, good. So this is the Porksi Awards, which we can give out at a later date. We are talking about the Darwin Awards, which is, of course, is strange and stupid ways of dying. And someone who knows a lot about death is my coworker in AEW, Darby Allin. Ladies and gentlemen, is here to talk about his the strangest death that he's ever heard of right here, right now.
Hey, yo, what up, Winnipeggers? This is Darby Allin. I'm here to answer a few questions. One question to be exact. What is the strangest death I've ever heard of? Let me think. Well, personally, the strangest death that I've ever heard of was my cousin was walking in the forest in Seattle. And he kind of disappeared. No one knew what happened. They never found his body. They never found anything of him. I think it was a Yeti or a Sasquatch. Broke his neck and threw him against
Bigfoot.
Fuck. What? That's what I think happened. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Shout out to the Winnipeggers, Spivak, Ribo, and Irvass. Rock and roll.
So hold on a second. My favorite is my friends who do these cameos and have no idea that it's really for us.
Yeah.
So Darby, I hope the wrestling websites pick up on this. Darby Allin's cousin disappeared in the Seattle forest, presumably killed by a Sasquatch, is what Darby just said. That would be a Darwin Award candidate. I would think.
Why? Because you go walking in the forest by yourself?
Well, no, because you got killed by a Sasquatch.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, the death thing. Did he step in any dog shit?
Was he wearing
that's
shoes?
not a Darwin Award.
My list is
Porksi. It's a Porksi Award.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, so we have the first one right out of the gate. Came in hot. Death by Sasquatch. There you go.
There we go.
Darwin Awards was written by me. You want to talk about coming in hot? I'm coming in hot. I was going to say this best for last, but you guys might not watch the whole thing. So here you go. Darwin Award. All right. Zookeeper Frederick Briefide fed his constipated elephant Stefan 22 doses of animal laxative and more than a bushel of berries, figs, and prunes before the plugged up pachyderm finally let fly and suffocated the keeper under 200 pounds of poop.
Oh, wow.
The sheer force of the elephant's unexpected defecation knocked the zookeeper to the ground, where he struck his head on a rock and lay unconscious as the elephant evacuated his bowels on top of him, forcing him to suffocate.
Wow. I shouldn't be laughing because of the death thing, but holy.
Well, that is, dude.
That's the death that you laugh at. That one you laugh at.
Come on.
That should be on the Greatest Shits album.
Absolutely.
Greatest. You're going to call the song Frederick Byfeed. Frederick Byfeed had a very intelligent death.
I put on elephant's dead poo around Frederick Byfeed.
Wow. So the force of his poo just knocked the guy out. Why was he standing behind
an elephant poop? It's like 200 pounds, man. These things poop a lot. So the spray hit him in the face. Hippopotamuses are like that too. They can like spray it outward, knocks you down. Hit his head on a rock and then just
You know a lot about this, Chris.
I've experienced it before.
Well, that's good. So you're.
I was gonna use this on Run In with Nature, but I decided to save it for a later date. Later date being today.
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about this guy before either of you guys do. I thought you guys were going to do this, but that Franz Richelts, he jumped from the Eiffel Tower in 1912 he was testing out his homemade parachute. He was a French tailor. He was called the Flying Tailor, and he plummeted 187 feet to his death. He got this, he tried a few things, like maybe like 3 or 4 times. He tried throwing dummies out with this thing. It was like a parachute thing. So it was supposed to open and stuff. He tried it with dummies several times. The dummies died. Even the dummies died. The parachute didn't open, smack. So he got allowed to do this in 1912. Jumping off. You can actually watch the video if you're into that stuff. I actually watched it last night. I'm not proud of myself, but you can actually see the whole thing unfold.
What? There's a video of it?
There's a video of it. You can see the whole thing unfold, and by unfold, that's no pun there, because it actually doesn't unfold. It actually folds in, if anything. And you see him standing there for about 40 seconds, and he's like, "See you all at the bottom." And he's got the big like French mustache and stuff like that. They thought he was going to just use a dummy or something like that, but he didn't. He just jumped himself, and he just straight free fall right down there.
That was it. Finished.
He actually tried twice as well with himself, and he landed. The first time didn't happen, not from the Eiffel Tower, but smaller, lower height. And he fell into a bale of hay the first time. The second time he went and he broke his leg, but he's like, I need more height because that's
what
open.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that.
Who wants to get higher? I do.
And he said, I'm not high enough. Yeah, I think he was high enough.
That's
but here's the rule of thumb. If you're so high on acid or something like that, or on some kind of hallucinogenic, and you think you can fly, start from the ground. You don't have to jump from someplace high. Birds fly. They leave from the ground. They don't have to go like, I'm going to climb up the tree.
Everybody's got to start from the ground level, man.
Exactly.
I think of that, and I just think 5 words: overfinished, gone, done, out.
Overfinished, gone, done, out.
Overfinished, gone, done, out. Dave, what do you got?
Well, okay. Again, I apologize for not understanding what the Darwin Awards are, so you have to bear with me. I'll add the guy died at the end of everything just to.
Bad Breath Brady dies.
This guy, So this guy Shane at the cabin that I grew up with, he used to take shits behind the pump house, and
I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. He was like a Rivo disciple. And there was a little pump house where they would have all the water would be taken into all the lots, right? And it's in the bush, and it's a little thing. And he'd go behind there and have these craps. And he used to constantly try to trick us by taking us back there to show us. He'd go, hey, I got some darts for my parents, and we'd all be smoking back then at 14 or 15, and we'd follow him, through this trail, and we'd always go behind the pump house to smoke. And he'd let us hang out for about 5 minutes before he'd go, and he'd just point at it, and it'd be just this disgusting fresh piece of shit. And we fell for this numerous times. You know, it was my curler friends. We weren't the sharpest curlers on the bay, and then anyway, then yeah. So then he wipes, and Rybo leaves. He's been wiping his butt with leaves, and he wiped it with poison ivy. So we go to his place and to go, hey, is Shane coming to the beach? And his mom's like, no, he can't go out. And then we go, that's weird. So the next day we go back and try again. No, Shane can't go back. Then a third time, then she finally says, listen, boys, I got to talk to you. She goes, you know the pump house that Shane's been shitting on behind? Yeah. Well, he wiped his ass with poison ivy, and he was out for the entire summer, okay, with just rashes and everything, like right up there with poison ivy. All to make a joke. He just would love to go there, so he would gross us out, too. So I thought that was a Darwin Award. Just to make it one, he died from the poison ivy.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. Perfect.
See, he should have died. That would have been actually better.
Great. Okay, so I got another one. Wayne Roth, no relation to David Lee, of Pittston, Pennsylvania, was bitten by a cobra belonging to his friend after he reached into the tank to pick the poisonous snake up. Even though he was bitten by the cobra, he said, I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm a man. I can handle it. Instead, on Wayne's suggestion, the pair headed to the pub. There he proved what a man he was by drinking several pints, boasting about the bites to girls, and promptly dying an hour later.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Because cobra venom is a slow-acting toxin which takes several hours to instantly kill you. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to the hospital. There for you guys, go to the hospital. If you jump out of the Eiffel Tower and you just die right away, you're still going to go to the hospital, but it's too late. But
don't try and bit by a cobra. Yeah.
Go.
It's something that you might want to use to impress the chicks after you've been to the hospital. I got bitten by a cobra and survived, not before you go, like Wayne Roth, no relation to David Lee.
There we go.
Rival, what you got?
Well, speaking of falling from great heights, you guys might be familiar with the flying Wallendas.
Oh, yes.
So they were around I didn't write anything down here, so I'm going by memory. But they had in the early 1900s, his whole family, Carl Wallenda, had they were famous for doing a live without a net kind of thing. And then they had like this great chair. They had like 9 of them all standing on top of each other in a high wire act. So they're a high wire act, and they fell. The one guy at the bottom fell, killed 3 of the people that were in it. So the other guys survived. Kept going on over and over. There's been numerous people died. Like they just kept and they're still going today actually. But Carl was 73. He was going across. You could actually see this on YouTube too if you want. But
wow.
He was in Chicago or
this is all Rybo watches.
Yeah, I'm up late at night watching this stuff. He walks across and these 2 hotels, I think they're pretty high up, and a big wind comes and he's standing like there and he falls off and they just lands at a car. That's great. His sons continue to go on.
It's great.
It's great. Yeah, there's been at least about 10 to 15 people that have died that are all part of the flying Wallendas, and they still keep going.
They got to change that to the falling Wallendas.
There we go. See, I actually came up with that name as a band name, and when my band was looking for a name, and there's already a band called that.
Oh wow! Yeah. You got to copyright it though and kick those other fuckers out.
That's right.
You can do that.
It's too late.
Okay, so I got.
You guys just gonna go back and forth?
Yeah, Dave. Take Dave out again.
I've only done one. No, I did 2. Sorry, Dave. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay, because I don't even know what I'm doing with this dumb one. Because
we've got guys falling off cliffs. And
okay, but I know. I'll add death stories at the end. Ivy. Oh, this is so bad too. Because I thought it was kind of like the Darwin Awards, where when you're not thinking, and you do something.
Porksi.
You're pulling a Porksi right now.
This is a live Porksi moment. I'd like to give let's talk about our good pal Tyler Palko. Okay, on the cruise.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, but he's gonna die in this story. And him and I and Rod Stickler actually went to the desk where the main stage was inside, where the Guns N' Roses,
Jericho cruise.
Guns N' Roses covered band, Paradise Kitty.
Paradise Kitty.
They were there doing a big long sound check, snare, all like snare, LA band, right? DSP, we just turn it on and hit a button, snare,
Put on a
snare,
chicken
and so Tyler goes to the front row. There's nobody there. It's just their sound guy and them, and he's staring at them. And he's been drinking, it's like 7 p.m., so he's happy houred out already. He's a mess. And comes over to Stickler and I, and he goes, what the fuck would Chris put this fucking band on the cruise for? I said, why? He goes, oh, fuck, they suck. There's nobody even come out to see them. All they're doing is hitting the same snare beat over and over. It was a fucking sound check at 2 in the afternoon or 7 p.m. But still, come on, Paul. It's so funny.
Porksi. Porksi. He always makes the wrong decision.
And don't forget that Tyler was one of my oldest friends in the world who, at the one night on the cruise, was just staring at me from across the crowded suite, looking at me going, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Nice to have you over.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on my cruise.
Thanks for coming on my cruise. All right, so Robert.
I love that guy.
Robert, of course, we love Palco. He's amazing. Robert, in 1995, was going to attempt to do something no one had ever done before: ride his jet ski off Niagara Falls. Now, that might sound stupid, but Robert had done some planning. He fitted his jet ski with a rocket booster and was carrying a parachute. The idea was to fire the booster as he hit the falls, opening the parachute at the apex of his flight, and drift down to safety in the water below. Unfortunately, but Robert failed to factor in one crucial element: the fact that water makes things wet. As he hurtled towards the falls and pressed the button, his utterly soaked rocket booster failed to ignite. Plummeting off the edge, he tries his parachute, but that wasn't waterproof either. Failed to deploy, and he fell to his death on the rocks below.
Ouch.
That's a Darwin Award.
What a way to go.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's just a fucking moron, right?
I must have went to the wrong search engine. I could have sworn it said you don't need to die. I thought maybe I was on AOL or something.
You don't win unless you die.
Okay.
You gotta die. Well, I think the whole thing is you take yourself out of the gene pool. So you're just like, thank you for getting rid of how dumb you are. So
right.
Thank you for knowing what the Darwin Awards are, Ribo, and actually,
showing up.
I've known about them for like 20 years, but
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got? Give us another one.
Oh, me?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Francis Bacon.
Fuck.
Total genius.
That's the one I had.
Did you?
Chicken. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you can take that.
No.
I don't think you had it.
You go ahead. I've got one about Randy Field and a couple of guys we grew up with.
Total genius, and I'm not talking about the artist who's also Francis Bacon, is also a genius, and also the food bacon, which is delicious and genius. This is Francis Bacon, the writer. And yeah, he wanted to prove this is like in the 1600s, 1700s, before like refrigeration and stuff like that. He wanted to prove that refrigeration would actually keep food from spoiling. So he stuffed a chicken full of snow and then buried it and then ate it like a week and a half later. And it didn't work out so well for him. I bet it was delicious though.
Would he die?
He died. Cold. Yeah.
Dysentery or something?
Snow.
He died. He wrote like some great, amazing pieces of literature and then ate a rotted chicken to die. Like, what a way to go.
Oh my gosh.
So tell us about Randy Field, Dave.
Well, and Bad Breath Brady. Bad Breath Brady.
Okay, I do have a Brady Bad Breath. Was out at the cabin when we were teenagers, not toddlers. I love using not youngsters. We weren't youngsters. We weren't toddlers. We were tweens, I think, just before the big teenage years. We were just starting to find ciggies. And Brady Bad Breath was always riding his dirt bike. He had a little RM 80, right? 2-stroke little, Suzuki, the yellow and blue. Go Ukraine, right? Boom. And he's anyway, we had a 3-wheelers, right? So he's like, let me try your 3-wheeler. And it's like, oh, God. Yeah, okay, anything you want. Just put the helmet back on and that mouth guard. So he gets on the 3-wheeler and he kept putting his leg down. And when you're on a 3-wheeler and you're hitting the gas and the back tires are rolling up onto the back of his legs. And he had to go to the Pine Falls Hospital. It was a big deal, very, very scary. And then in the hospital, he died. He passed away, the Darwin Award, and I talk about him a lot, but that was the time that he passed on. And rest in peace, Bad Breath Brady.
And he died. I got one more for you. 1997, Ruston, Virginia. The police issued a statement saying they had found the body of 22-year-old Eric Barcia, who had died attempting to bungee jump off a 70-foot bridge. Eschewing commercial bungee operations, Eric had apparently taken matters into his own hands and tied several bungee cords together. He strapped himself on securely, tied the other end of the bridge, and jumped, confident in the knowledge he carefully measures out the bungee's total length, just under 70 feet. Remember, the bridge is 70 feet high. What Eric had forgotten was that bungee cords stretch.
Right.
Whoops.
Oh.
The end.
Yeah.
Done.
He would have bounced back up though eventually, like
Yeah.
and then just thrown back up.
Crushed head.
Yeah.
My God, what a way to go. I'd rather wipe my ass with poison ivy than have that happen.
Well, yeah. Death by poison ivy ass wiping was a medieval torture, so it's pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Really? God. Man.
Rob, you got one last one to take it home for us today here?
I don't actually, no.
You don't? All right. Well, I do. Perfect. Bulletproof glass isn't necessarily idiot-proof. High-flying lawyer Gary Hoy loved telling his buddies that the windows in his Toronto office were bulletproof and unbreakable. Maybe, do you ever meet a Gary Hoy when you were living in Toronto, Rybo?
I did. He was going to show me an apartment, but he said it was really awesome, very secure place.
Okay. Well, his office, the windows are bulletproof and unbreakable. One day he decided to prove that theory by running at one at full pace in front of his buddies and clients. Watch this. My windows are unbreakable. And he ran at the window and smashed right through the unbreakable window and ended up on the pavement 24 floors below.
Oh, God.
Lovely.
So don't ever do that.
No.
Don't run it. Even if it's the Hard Rock Hotel and you're trying to break into the Terminator costume.
Oh.
Don't try it. Episode 101.
Rock and Roll Adventures.
Planet Hollywood.
What a crazy time.
Great show, guys. And I appreciate the fact that you held on, Dave, and joined in, even though you misread the room. Didn't get
I did. Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, I did find on a different search engine that I've been using that you don't have to die from a Darwin Award.
Right, cool. And don't forget to listen to As Good As Our Shadows now on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. It's taken off, actually. So it's
Dave's
pretty cool.
new single. It's a great song. Good driving music. Good music to throw yourself at a seemingly unbreakable pane of glass, too.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Great times, guys. Always a blast. And we are still talking about doing the pay-per-view, the first ever Winnipeggers pay-per-view. Hopefully you join us.
Yeah. Hey, and my album comes out in 3 days or something, too, by the way. I just remembered.
May 1st.
May 1st, yeah.
May 1st when your album comes out. So depending on when you're watching this, May 1st it comes out in the future, or it's already come out in the past. So go listen to the album.
I think this is for the 28th.
We don't know. I don't know. We stay at episode 93. We're not even sure. But we
don't know what's going on.
And we are going to be depending on you to buy our pay-per-view because we need some help. Because the corporation has not given us back to yet, but we are hoping for one quickly.
Huh?
Go corporation. See you guys next week.
Okay, bye guys. Thanks a lot.
What are you guys talking about?
It's good.